gentlemen, welcome back to Those Two Geeks. He's Alex, I'm Joe, I'm on the go, and it's a Saturday, so it's our normal schedule. However, it's not a normal day. I am on the way to the water to go jet skiing on my jet ski, because that's what I does now that I own a jet ski. And, yeah.
When did you get a jet ski? I realized I never actually. I just assumed you were going to rent one.
No, I just got it like 2 months ago. I paid
nice.
for it. Yeah, a friend of mine, he's had it forever. He moved to a state, like, even though it's the next state over, it's literally the next state over, Rhode Island. But it's way more regimented.
I was going to say, but like, where you are and where Rhode Island is, it's you like say the next state over. It's like New England states, right? So it's not like
yeah.
Oh, he moved from Idaho to Washington or
no,
something.
Not at all. It's like he moved like 30 minutes away. But
yeah,
the thing is, they're very regimented and very strict about like the regulations and the requirements and all that. So Massachusetts is much more lax. So he's like, well, you live in Mass, I live in Rhode Island. He's like, fuck it, you want to just own the jet ski together? And I was like, all right, that works for me, because where else am I going to get a chance to have a jet ski? So, and he just gave me like a really great deal on it. He's like, yeah, just pay like the board on it, and pay for some of the value, and that's it. And so,
oh nice.
I have my own keys in my pocket, all this stuff. But we're going together with his daughter right now because one, I wanted the jet ski, but I realized I don't know how to drive a jet ski, so I'm gonna learn today. It's like I don't know how to do anything. But
hey, at least you don't know how to words.
Yeah,
at least, like you don't know how to do it, as opposed, I can do this, and you're full of piss and vinegar, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh god, I hurt because I came off a jet ski.
So it's not even that. He's like, there's so many things. He's like, don't go near dark water where there's weeds. Don't go in 100 feet out from you have to go 100 feet out from the shore. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, I'm going to have to tell you all this all over again, because I can tell you're just like excited, but you're staring at me blankly.
Hey, but you sounds like you remembered half of it, which is impressive.
I remember,
right?
I remember
you
what
remembered
part.
Yeah, don't go near dark water, or don't go too far out.
Don't worry, people. This is not the talk today. It's not about the jet ski.
No. So the ironic thing is, we were talking before we signed up. Like, hey, do you have a topic? No, do you? Now we'll figure it out. And we're apparently talking jet skis. So
yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually talk about some Hasbro stuff. The HasLab is about to conclude very soon for Star Wars, and the thing hasn't been funded yet.
Really?
So it's not hit any of the goals. And it's like, I think it's close, but it's only got like, I think it ends July 8th. So that would be like...
It must have just funded after you looked at it.
Oh, really? Because it's already funded?
Yeah, so it's at 89.16, and target was 8,000.
Yeah, so none of the stretch goals have been obtained.
Oh, no, God, no. They haven't gone through yet.
I don't think any of the stretch goals is going to be obtained. And, that's the shitty thing about something like that. I think it was a stupid HasLab to begin with. I'm sorry. People who think it's not a stupid HasLab, you're wrong. Because it's just plastic, like, walls. And it's just modular. That's all it is. And for them to charge $300 and then $400 for a couple extra walls is foolish. I'm sorry, for them to charge $400 opening price and then $500 for a couple extra walls is just stupid. Like,
looks like you get a couple of figures with it too, right? So
that's the figures everyone wants. Those are very needed, wanted figures if you believe Star Wars collectors. So the sad thing is they're not going to get any of those.
Well,
as it stands right now, it's just funded.
Am I right? So you get the Wooher carded figure, and then the Tonica sisters as part of the.
Those are the base offering.
Those are the base offering.
Okay, yeah, the Tonica sisters was one that people want really bad.
Yeah, and then the 11,000 backers.
Yeah.
You get carded Greedo.
Yeah,
I assume that people have had Greedo for a while.
People have had Greedo in many different incarnations.
Right. 14,000 backers, you get Nabron.
Okay.
Nabron Lee, I don't know.
I don't know these
and at 17,000 backers, you get some kind of werewolf dude. Sorry,
So you know
Arleo
what?
shoes.
And I can respect that, making burrito one of the stretch goals instead of one of the base offerings.
Yeah.
So I take back what I was going to say. So, you know, we can admit when we're wrong on this show. You know, if it
And
suits us.
we frequently are.
Yeah, if it suits us. But the thing is, I think that's how you should do it. Like, if there's some big figure that you really want, make it part of the base offering, and then everything else is gravy on top. Don't hide things behind a paywall like these Tonica sisters. I think that maybe that's why it's funding, because I think people would lose their minds if that was like the first stretch goal, you know. And
No, I agree.
and Marvel Legends has a HasLab coming up soon, and it's like I'm backing off of toys. In personal life, like right now, I'm off for the summer. I'm off for a while because all of our contracts came to an end. They ended our project, so it's been kind of stressful. You know, you can't really go expend things when you don't have it. But I guess we won't stick with Hasbro. We're just gonna stick with toys. You know, and so So I'm just picking here and choosing. Like, there's some McFarlane stuff that I'm getting. You know, obviously I'm getting the Batman and Bane 2-pack. I might be getting the Tumbler. The Tumbler is reasonably priced. I might be getting that. But they're doing the Batman Forever Batmobile. And that I have to get because it's always been one of my favorite wacky designs for the Batmobile. It's the H.R. Geiger style Batmobile, which is designed off the Xenomorph. Like, it has the rib cage that lights up and everything on the... Like, that Batmobile makes no practical sense in the movie. None whatsoever. It is just as ostentatious as it can be. And it works because it's so cool. You know?
It's one of those ones where it shouldn't work, but it does. And because
doesn't.
it works, it's so good.
Yeah. It shouldn't work at all. I mean, if you remember in Batman Forever, it's the only Batmobile in any of the movies that is driven up the wall, that is driven up the building.
Yep.
Actually, no, I mean, yeah, it's driven straight up the building because in Batman Begins, the Tumbler was gliding across the rooftop, like wrecking all the plates. It was like, he's gliding on rooftops. Like,
yeah. It was like he was just destroying stuff as much as it was.
Oh, yeah, it was just
driving.
singles going everywhere.
Yeah.
But no, so that Batmobile's a cool looking Batmobile. It's much better than the Batmobile from Batman and Robin. I hate that Batmobile. That Batmobile is an ugly Batmobile.
Yeah. Batman and Robin has some redeeming features. It is not the Batmobile.
No, definitely not. But the Batmobile in Batman Forever is pretty cool. I like the light up, even though it makes no sense. I mean, if Batman's going to be stealth, this isn't ideal. You see it coming from a mile away, like, you know, so it's like,
hey, is that Batman? No, why would you say that? Well,
but McFarlane is keeping these things cost effective. Like, the Batmobiles are only like $79. Like, he's doing a great job keeping those vehicles cost effective, let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
Like, and they're not like cheap plastic vehicles. They're like really good quality. Like, him releasing the animated series Batmobile again, even though it's an existing mold, for less than $80 is nuts. I'm just like, wow, that's Matthew. I believe Matthew has the DC Direct Batmobile that I used to have. It is a hefty piece. It's not light. It's not this like chintzy thing. It is very, very sturdy, and it's a beautiful, beautiful piece, which is why I'm getting it back. I missed it. But no, I mean McFarlane. So I'll be collecting the oddball McFarlane stuff there. Very rare will I be getting a Mezco. I say that as there's one Mezco in my trunk right now and another Mezco on the way. But after that, I'll be very rarely getting a Mezco.
I mean, the thing is, you say you'll rarely be getting a Mezco, but if I'm right in my assumptions, I feel like you pretty already had those.
I have the ones
away,
that I really
right?
want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got the Robert Pattinson Batman. It's in the back of the trunk. I think I was telling you about it. I was so excited for it, but like the legs don't move forward, so it's not going to fit in the damn Batmobile that I bought it for. So it's like, we'll see what happens.
That seems so dumb that the legs don't move.
They made it they made it very stiff material on the legs. Like, unless you have to break this thing in, but all the reviews I've been seeing, it's like, oh, the legs don't move forward really good. Like, not even in a sit-down position. I'm like, come on. It's like, why? You know,
Yeah.
Batman should be the easiest to put in a sit-down position because it's not skin tight. It's cargo pants, basically, like tactical cargo pants. He should be able to like do that.
Yeah,
but,
he's got very practical
yeah,
gear, that Batman.
yeah. So then there's Dick Tracy, which I'm super excited for. Oh, that figure looks so cool.
Yep.
I love how it's literally the Dick Tracy from the comic strip. Like the face, square jaw, everything's perfect. And I love how he's got the black suit and the yellow removable coat. I'm a big Dick Tracy guy. I really am. I could care less about Flat Top, though. He's always been one of the least favorite villains. I've always liked Prune Face or Big Boy Caprice. So, like, I'm like, I'll probably sell off Flat Top. I'm just going to keep Dick Tracy and put him with my my Golden Age Batman and have them, like, together. Like, I think that's fine.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted the Shadow, but, man, he was hard. Like, I didn't get him right away, and now he's just, forget it. He's not super expensive, but he's really far in between to get. And it's just like,
I feel like the Shadow is one of those characters that there's a lot of cross-market appeal.
Yeah.
Right? Unlike, say, Dick Tracy. So there's probably a lot of people that want the Shadow,
Yeah.
especially more so than would want Dick Tracy, which would make it easier to get one and not the other.
And the thing is, though, the Shadow is just a really cool design. It's like a really badass design. A guy in a fedora with a scarf and a cloak and a coat. And like, you can't beat the Shadow. Shadow's awesome. Ironically, I mean, you're a Shadow fan. I don't know any Shadow villains at all.
I honestly, neither do I. I've read a couple of his comics, read a couple of books, but for the most part, it's like you said, it's just a design, right? Like the design takes you in. I enjoy that kind of pulp hero sort of thing.
Yeah, same.
So I've read a bunch of his stuff, but nowhere near as much as I probably would have done had I had more access to it, I guess.
Yeah. And did you read the classic stuff, or did you read like the Batman and Scott Snyder crossover when they did that? I know we read that together.
Yeah, I that wasn't the stuff I read. It was like Dynamite stuff.
Okay, yeah. I know we read the Batman or the Shadow and Batman, but we never finished it. I remember we did like 3 episodes of it on Gotham Weekly, and we never finished the conclusion.
Because it was one of those things we're like this kind of sucks. I'm done talking about it.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. We were like, this should be so much better than it is. It was basically your basic team up. It was, you know, Shadow and Batman and Joker versus Shadow's villain, whoever it was. Probably Doctor something. Who the hell knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was like, But I mean, Mezco, if there was ever a figure to do this, I mean, company to do the Shadow and a figure, yeah, Mezco's the one. Same with Dick Tracy. It is perfect for Mezco. That is a Mezco property right there.
Yep, agreed.
But speaking of toys, do you know what I'm really, really, really excited for? Surprisingly, now you're very close in age to me, not like exact age, but you're close enough. There was a cartoon in the 90s, and you being a Cats fan, and no, it's not Thundercats, I gotta ask if you remember this show. You ever heard of a show called SWAT Cats?
Nope.
Oh my God, you've never heard of SWAT Cats?
No, now you've got to remember that if it was a US specific show, it may not have come over to the UK.
If you're near your laptop, Google SWAT KATZ right now.
Yeah, I definitely have never heard. I never heard of it at the time, but it rings a bell now.
Dude, this is when all the anthropomorphic shows, when the tail end of Ninja Turtles was coming around for the cartoon, the first run. This is when like you had all the shows like Biker Mice from Mars, Samurai Super Cats, like everything.
Yeah, it looks familiar, but I don't know if I ever watched it.
So there were cats that were fighter pilots. and they were called the Radical Squadron. Their designs are just so freaking cool.
Yeah, they do look pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. And Biker Mice from Mars is your gig.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't want to let
funny.
the cat
Like
out.
there are
Yeah.
certain things I remember that we did watch, and Biker Mice from Mars is one of them. And there are certain things that we never got over there. So
I had the toys. I don't remember the show at all. I don't remember the show. I just, for the life of me, can't remember it. I only know that I liked Moto. Moto was my guy.
yeah, I have a
Yeah, you have a
Vinny
classic.
on my I've got a Vinny on my desk right now.
Oh, I thought you had a Moto.
No, I have Vinny. They didn't have Moto when I was there.
Who's your favorite, Moto?
Ironically enough, it was Vinny. And I don't remember why it was Vinny.
All right, I've got to change this then. So rather than you going out and finding it, one of your things, because you're going to get your box Christmas 2024, you are getting, it's already been on order, you're getting Moto from the cell with Moto's chopper.
Oh, cool.
I think you would fucking dig that. And it's
100%.
Yeah, it's light up and everything. Everything I've heard about these guys is they are such an improvement on the original toys. I mean, how can you not be? But they're actually way more articulated than people thought. Because Nacelle tends to make Vendom. They make these really nice Vendom figures. And for Vendom figures, they're still better than regular Bendies. 100%. So I was tempted to pick up the animated series line of Bendies. Just because I'm an animated series junkie for Batman. But I was like, I don't really need them. But they are really good. So Nacelle now makes action figures. And these Biker Mice from Mars are getting high praise. So I'm waiting for yours. But, okay, I will switch it to Vinny if he's still in stock. I thought for some weird reason you like Moto.
We probably spoke about it at some point and it came off that way. I don't remember.
I swear to God, you said Moto. You were like, I have this Biker Mice from Mars on my desk. We were talking about it on the show. It was the same show. I
probably did say Moto, but meant Vinny.
Yeah.
Like I'm right. Like it's probably one of those things where I said the wrong one.
It was the same show that I was talking about. I got my Leonardo from Mezco, and I'm okay if that's the only one I get. Like if you recall, like I can't get the other three turtles.
I know the show, but I couldn't tell you what number it was.
Oh, I know. I don't know the number. Like 3 months ago, something like that. And it was a Joe on the go as well. I know that. But yeah. So that's. I mean, I wanted to surprise you, but just in case you ended up getting one of these on your own, I just was like, screw it. I'm going to tell you. Yeah. So right now you're getting Moto with Moto's chopper. I personally think Moto's the coolest looking one in the gray with the eye patch, and I just think.
I think honestly, there's such a cool design for all three of them. Like, it's one of those shows where the design for Throttle, Moto, all of them is just fantastic.
Yeah, Vinny's the white mouse, right?
Yeah, with the metal face.
Okay, yeah. He's got the metal. Okay. You being a cable guy, that would make sense.
Yeah.
By the way, speak on that. You have cable, correct?
I do, yeah. I somehow lucked out and got a pre-order with him.
Yeah, he's great. I'm really impressed with him. You can tell we have no show going on right now.
No, none at all.
It's all right, though. We're going to chat for another 10 minutes or so. I really was impressed with that cable. I really was.
I love the fact that I've seen a lot of people do mod the arm because it's the same as the Hercules arm.
Yeah,
so I've seen a lot of people do that mod, and I don't know if I'm going to do it because I feel that then you've got a Hercules without an arm. Right. Then you've also got to think, well, how do I have it so that there's a yellow thing across the top when I don't really have a spare yellow thing that can, right? So unless I was going to take the entire arm off and then put the Hercules shoulder in, like I'm just leaving it as it is. Like it doesn't worry me at all.
So maybe is that cable costume not accurate with the blue arm? Because I don't recall the blue arm.
I remember the blue arm, but I think it's accurate to Marvel versus Capcom, maybe.
Okay. I'm cool with that. I love
I mean, the thing is, I remember him having a blue arm, but I also remember him not having a blue arm. So it's probably one of those things, right? Like where he switched it up, or the artist switched it up, or the colorist made a mistake. And said, oh, well, actually, it's kind of cool. Let's just leave it at that.
Same.
So I'm happy with him having that. Like that doesn't in any way, shape, or form. I did pick up a Jada Toys Ken from Street Fighter.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good.
I am like, I shouldn't have picked one up because now I want.
Yeah, now you want Bison for sure. I guarantee you want Bison.
I want Ryu, but I couldn't find him because they're just at Walmart, right? So there's Fei Long, but yeah.
So yeah, you don't have a Target out there, so yeah, they're just at Walmart.
Yeah, so I've got Ken. I'll probably pick up another one.
I like Fei Long, but I left him on the pegs. He's the only one I don't have right now.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love the fact he's an homage to Bruce Lee.
He's an homage to Bruce Lee.
Yeah, it's just one of those. I'm not a huge fan of the design. It's very simple, and I never really played as him as much.
Yeah.
So I remember really Yeah. Well, that's just it. It's like other than that, I don't have any connection to him whatsoever.
Yeah. I will say his energy effects, like the kick and shit, it's so cool.
I didn't notice that within the fireball they have the hands.
The hands, yeah.
Which is cool, but then I feel like, well, where do I pose the wrists if they're meant to be in the hand? So I assume it's when you do it from the front, you can see. You take it.
Yeah, it is from the front.
So,
listen, Jada thought of just about everything with these toys.
Yeah.
For $20. I mean, Chun-Li with the multiple kick that.
Yep.
Ryu's great, Ken's great. I have Evil Ryu too.
I kind of regret not picking one up earlier because I've seen Chun-Li a lot.
Now.
Yeah, like I've seen Chun-Li. I had seen Chun-Li a lot. I'd seen Ryu everywhere. I was like, no, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. Then on the spur of the moment, I was at Walmart like, oh, maybe I will get Ken. And now, I'm like, wow, shit. Now I need Ryu and at the very least, Guile and Blanca.
Guile's my all-time. So like my top 4 are Guile, Bison, Ken, Ryu. Those are my favorites of all time. And then Cammy. I love Cammy, but she's down the pipe. I think she's like two sets away or something. 2 waves away. They only do waves of 2 basically.
It's true.
So
I was always Blanca and E Honda.
Oh, I love Blanca.
Yeah. I used to like my brother when we were playing it. I would play as E Honda, and he used to get so angry because I could block him in the corner, and then we'd just hit the 100 hand slap, and he was like, "What are you doing?"
That shit was.
Yeah.
I hate that so much.
It was. Oh, so did he. And then my friend who was good as Chun-Li would do the same to me. So it was like my brother thought it was hilarious that I was getting my own medicine. And I was like, I'm not even mad because I know if I get a chance, I'll do the same thing to him with Honda. So
yeah. So I had a buddy who used to constantly pick Delphine, and that used to drive me nuts. He'd try to jump and he'd like stretch his arms up, stretch his legs out, and you're like, stop.
So what are you doing?
Purposely left Delphine alone on the pre-order. I'm like, I don't want Delphine.
I was really like, funnily enough, Delphine, it was great. I loved Delphine. For that very reason, like, because my buddy would always play as Ryu and would do the jump kick low sweep, and unless you got it was such an easy combo, but unless you got the timing down, it was really hard to block. So you could see the jump kick coming, like he's gonna low sweep me, but he would land, and he wouldn't always do it immediately. So like you'd be down blocking, and as you go, and if you don't do anything, he'll throw you instead. So you had to really counter him well. Yeah. And which is why whenever I saw him pick Ryu or Ken, I was like, all right, then, that'll seem it is.
Yep. So, it's funny. I guess we've gone all over the place, but we'll end with this. I love Street Fighter. I'm one of the weird ones that prefer Street Fighter to Mortal Kombat.
No, I also prefer... like, even other than the gameplay, the storyline of Street Fighter makes more sense.
Yeah, so let me ask you.
Right, so just from it, like Mortal Kombat, the whole thing is it's Mortal Kombat. So you go to the tournament, they kill each other, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Street Fighter is like it very explicitly they knock each other out. There's going to be severe injuries, but for the most part, it's like an MMA fight.
Yeah, basically.
So I was like,
They're
why? If there's
fighters.
going to be Mortal Kombat 2, should you not have had like a bunch of new characters?
Right. Yeah. Why is it almost all the same characters?
Yeah. Oh, it's Mortal Kombat 2. Okay, well that's fine. You can just say, hey, this is the new character. It's a new game. We've made tweaks, but the story is irrelevant. But then they try and tell a story through the fighting. Like, come on. At least Street Fighter is very much a
characters are all undead.
And that's the thing. It's the same as with Tekken. Like it's a King of the Iron Fist tournament, so it's very much if you win, you lose. If you lose, you're probably not going to die, other than if you're Kazuya.
Right.
And then he never came back after the first Tekken alive. Right.
But I love Street Fighter, and I will say this. So I used to be an anime kid back in the day. I was such a heavy anime kid. Not regular anime. I liked like premium Eastern anime. Like I had three. Well, besides Dragon Ball Z, that was Western anime. That was like the pinnacle of our anime. It was Dragon Ball Z, and then you had like Ronin Warriors, which is one of my favorites too. But we had The Guyver is one of my all-time. I love The Guyver. I read all the manga. That was so great as a kid with the Zoanoids and everything. And then they even had the movie with Mark Hamill with The Guyver 1 and 2. I remember them on Sci-Fi. And the design for the suit, surprisingly, for a very low-budget movie, was fantastic in the Mark Hamill movies. But then I loved Vampire Hunter D, which is my all-time favorite anime. It's the original Vampire Hunter D, not the fucking remakes and the other redos. The original 1984, I believe, Vampire Hunter D. I remember watching it in 1991 or 1992 at late night on Cartoon Network, and I just my little 10-year-old brain was blown watching this thing. I was like, oh my god, because I always loved Castlevania. So this was like an adult version of Castlevania come to life. It was just so cool. But then there was one more anime that's up in my upper, like, let's call it Mount Rushmore of anime. And it would be Street Fighter 2 anime, the movie. It's the hardest thing to find. You can find clips of it, but you're most likely not going to find the full movie on YouTube or any streaming service. I can't find it. If you ever get a chance to watch Street Fighter 2 the anime, watch it.
I will, for sure.
So damn good. It's incredible. Like Guile and Bison, like even Vega, like everything. The story's great, but the animation and the fights are brutal, and they're just epic. Like to this day, this is some of the best animation I've ever seen in my life. It's just so good for traditional 2D animation. So like I've always been a diehard fan of it. It was right when I was into the video games heavy. So yeah, I can't wait for Bison. And the fact that Shada Toys, a new company for toys, gave us cloth capes right off the bat with them Bison.
I love the fact that when I was looking at Ken, I took off his top. I'm like, holy shit, his top comes off. The belt is separate. Now the belt will only work when it's put back on the top.
Yeah.
But the fact that it can come off and you can have like a shirtless Ken and Ryu is fantastic.
I know. But the thing is, like, it's just everyone trolling Marvel Legends. Like, every freaking toy line is like, we can do cloth capes. You know? Cloth wired capes, nonetheless. Yeah, Marvel Legends is just finally getting with it. They're like, oh, fine. I guess we got to get you.
I guess we'll do it. Like,
but they're not doing wired. No wired.
No, the fact that Hasbro have even started. They've been doing soft goods with Star Wars for ages.
I know.
There's the Mandalorian, the Minds of what is it? It's the Minds of something. The Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Glavis Ringworld, sorry. Book of Boba Fett Mandalorian. He has a cloth cape.
Yeah.
So clearly they're doing some of them with cloth, some of them with not. But I was always surprised when we got the got the Mandalorian with the jetpack, they didn't have a cloth cape. It made
Yeah.
no sense to have a Mandalorian with jetpack without cloth cape when he
I
clearly
know.
would use the cloth cape with the jetpack.
I know. The other thing was like Hasbro's mixing and matching. Like, so you're getting the Cabal 3-pack with the new Doom with a cloth cape that just drapes.
Yeah.
But you're getting Taskmaster with a hard shell cape. It's like, what? It's just,
yeah. I'm fine with Doom's cape just draping because like for most people they would have Doom sat or just standing.
Yeah,
You wouldn't
not
need
really
a
a guy
super dramatic pose, but
yeah,
still.
Exactly. But like M. Bison, to be able to bend wire his cape and all this stuff and still let it lay flat and good. Like, these companies can figure it out right out the gate. Marvel Legends has no excuse. But I will say this, and then we'll end on this, and I appreciate your time today.
Of course.
We are in San Diego Comic-Con season. We are like very, very close, nipping at the heels. I predict, unfortunately for me, especially with the time frame, I predict this is going to be the most wallet-busting San Diego Comic-Con in the last 5 years. I think this one's just going to be an atrocious onslaught of stuff that everyone's going to want. I just feel it. I feel every company gearing up. They're digging their heels in, and they're ready to charge. I can see it, and I'm like, oh man. Like,
yeah, I think you're right. Like, I would be shocked if there wasn't some kind of significant.
Like, I think Marvel Legends is gonna come out the gate swinging hard, and it's gonna be ugly, and we're gonna be like, shit.
I agree. I think I'd love to sit down and try and think what do I really want at this point, because I find that when you do that, like for us anyway, and I won't have any thoughts after this. Yep. When you do that kind of list, like, well, this is what I really want, it really helps limit you. It's, well, this is what I want, but I don't need more than this. Like, I don't need anything above and beyond what I've got here. So maybe I'll admire them, think, oh, that's really cool, but I don't need more than what I already have, or other than like a couple of Wolverines or things like that. So we'll see. I'm sure there'll be a lot of cool stuff like that.
Oh, there will be. But I have no final thoughts, and I just pulled up to the marina, so I think
that is a fantastic time to end it. Folks, if you have thoughts, let us know. If you don't, that's fine. You'll hear from us.
Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.